He threw that patch on to make it look like he was in a club, but he was never in a club.
They want to be able to tack like 15 felonies upon jaywalking across the street. This outlaw motorcycle member was, and it doesn't matter what they stack on you.
Because they're their friend or they know somebody and they start hanging them around and making them official hang around. Next thing you know, they're prospecting. Before you know it, they got a patch. And I'm going, you've never been in a club.
His dad was a bandito. He borrowed $100 from the club. It might have been 1,000. I don't know. But his own son was 86.
I think it was from that point on, I was like, one day, I'm going to be one of those guys.
And he said, if you don't get on a stand, you're going to lose. You're going to jail. I said, I can't take the stand.
Welcome to this episode of Chattin with Staxx. I'm your host, Bill Staxx, and today I got PeeWee.
And he goes, oh, yeah, I carried it everywhere. And I said, well, I'll tell you what, don't ever carry a gun to a meeting with us again, or it's going to be used on you, man. I said, I mean it. Don't ever bring a gun to a meeting with us. And then when I got there, naturally, there was 5 guys there instead of 3, but I never, thought they could really count real good anyway. But the fight went down, they were fighting. In the back room, I gave the bartender, this woman, $50. I told her, go stand at the end of the bar. There's nobody in there. I just let these guys fight. I said, nothing's going to get destroyed. They fought right there in, between the pool tables. And it was pretty even stealing the whole way, really. I mean, they were throwing each other around and throwing punches and kicks. And finally, the Bongo guy grabs Brandon by the balls and starts squeezing him. And I said, wow, man, I've been in over 200 fights. Nobody's ever squeezed my balls. I felt left out, I said, hey, is this a common practice with you guys? And you could tell they were like, whoa, whoa. But then Brandon started kneeing him in the face. And then I made them both stop. And I made them shake hands. And the guy walks up and says, oh, I feel stupid. I lost. I said, you didn't lose. You're a man. You fought. You came here. You fought. There's no win. There's no lose. You guys shook hands. It's over. See you guys later. And they're like, that's it? I said, that's it. Why? They couldn't believe that was it. I said, what, you guys want to fight or what? No. I said, well, then it's it, man. This is the way we handle it. A lot better, ain't it? And they go, yeah. Well, shook hands and left. And that's the way it should be handled,
And when you were leaving, what was down the road?
Oh, they had guys at every McDonald's, every Wendy's. I seen them all parked in the back, standing by their motorcycles, waiting for the big, come get us.
Did you come across a lot of situations like that?
All the time.
Always dealing with just the Vagos or a lot of different groups?
A lot of different groups. There's groups where I would tell them to come talk to me at the clubhouse. If I told you to come talk to me at the clubhouse, why would I invite you to the clubhouse to jump you like some rat pack, bunch of punk, I tell you, hey, Billy, come on down. I want to talk to you. I guarantee you there's nothing going to happen to you, man, because you're coming down to talk to me. A brother from the Sconers, he was the president. His name is D. He lives in Colorado now. He's a really cool dude. He's still a brother of mine, a good friend. He called me up. He said, hey, I got to talk to you. I said, come on down. No hesitation. He came right down, sat there. We talked, had a drink together, shook hands, and he left. And I told him, hey, bro, I give you a lot of respect. He came down. Where the Vietnam vet guy didn't want to come down.
Yeah, a lot of people don't want
to. Come down here. Yeah, I said, come on down here. We'll talk. And he goes, oh, no, I'm not being set up. And I said, well, you're not being set up. I'm telling you, come down and talk to me. If you don't want to talk to me, then when you run into me, you'll see what happens, and then he did. But I got to say one thing: when he hit the ground, he held on to his coffee. He didn't spill it.
Who's Robert Poland?
Robert Poland to me, was a great, great Hells Angel. I mean, he over 50 years in the club. I have the utmost respect for that man. I heard some bullshit that put him out of the club, and I think it was just a lot of jealous people with him, but Robert Poland came to my rescue and nobody else would. And I mean, that's a brother. I mean, really, that's a brother. That's all I'm going to say, and he came to my rescue and he helped me. He was super cool. And then when he came to Sturgis, I got to help him. So, you know, what comes around goes around. But yeah, that guy's A1 in my book.
How about Doc?
Doc, you know, I never really got to meet Doc face to face. I talked to him many times on the phone because he used to make the patches, you know. He's old school. He's hardcore old school Hell's Angel. It was just a situation where the way he got voted out of the club. I mean, I'm glad. I don't know the whole details on it, so I you know what I mean, I don't want to do the hearsay thing. So
yeah.
Just from what I heard, and I don't want to repeat that. So,
what about Bert from NYC No Bats?
Oh man, Bert is I would say Bert's a legend in that club too. I mean, that man stuck by. You know, I mean, a bomb went off in his hand, blew his eye out, his arm off, and he could have said this and walked away from all of it. And he didn't. He had like well over, I'm going to guess, but I would say 54, 55 years in. He was in a long time, man.
It's commitment.
Yeah, I mean, in 50 years in a club, come on. And then these guys get voted out like nothing, man. I mean, just goes to show, I mean, how much he really changed. It really changed a lot.
So he got voted out too?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, and again, it's just hearsay what I heard, so
yeah.
I'm not going to repeat that.
How about Slave Louie?
Slave Louie, I've never met the man, but I've heard nothing but great things about him. Swear to God, I mean, even in death, he was idolized by so many Hell's Angels and Satan's slaves. That's where he came from, you know. He was just a big man that took care of business, bro. You ask any one of those guys about him, and they talk very highly of that man, very highly. I wish I could have met him, you know, but he was gone before my time.
What about Big Vinny?
He's another guy, another Hell's Angel legend, but unfortunately he died before I came around the club, you know, but I heard crazy stories that he did and stuff like that, you know, and it's just he was a character, man, you know. I mean, just the funny things people tell me about him that he did. It was just he did whatever he wanted. Yeah, when in doubt, knock him out. Yeah.
Said he allegedly threw his wife off the clubhouse roof.
Yeah, it was some girl or something. I was in the clubhouse and the monitors were going, the cameras. And I was just sitting there watching the cameras, and man, the tour bus stops out in front of the clubhouse. And they go, "This is the famous headquarters of the Hells Angels, New York City." And I'm sitting there watching them on the monitor. And he says, "We're up there on the roof, allegedly," this is how they say it, allegedly, Big Vinny Guillermo threw his girlfriend off the top of the building for not performing a sexual act on him. And
I heard they thought she was an informant.
No, this is what the guy said on the tour bus. And I just turned to one of the members that was in there and I go, "Is that true?" And he goes, "No. It wasn't off the roof. It was the 5th floor."
Yeah, it's out the window, right? How about Doug the Thug?
There's another guy gone way before my time, but I've heard many stories about him, you know. Seemed like a hell of a guy. I wish I could have met him too.
How about John the Baptist?
John the Baptist I've met many times. John's a really good man, a good leader. I even wrote that in my book. He's a guy that strongly believes in the club and the rules of the club. You know, I know he doesn't hate me right now, and he knows me. He knows my inner being. He does. I really, truly believe that. Somebody already told me, you know, that he even said, "No, I don't hate PeeWee. I like PeeWee. I just can't talk to him because that's the way the rules are, you know."
Is he still a member?
Yes, he's still a member. He's got to be going on 50 years.
Yeah.
Got to be. But that's his, and I want to tell you something. That's his real name.
Yeah, John the Baptist, right?
That's his real name, yeah. On his birth certificate, yeah.
That's wild.
Yeah.
What about Irish?
Irish is Mike Farrell. He was from O'Farrell. He's from Oakland. Man, I heard nothing but what a badass he was, man. He was a hell of a fighter. He got in a fight with Big Vinny down at the clubhouse, man. He cleaned Big Vinny's ass, I guess. That's what I was told by many, many members, you know, so he's a bad dude.
What about Sandy Alexander?
Well, there's another great guy, that I didn't get to meet. He left the club. I think he was still alive when I came around in '94. He was still alive, but I never met the man. But I mean, if you watch the movie Hell's Angels Forever, he's the one pretty much narrating the whole thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Talking to the camera and like that. So.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of different interviews with him.
And he's been in a lot of movies too. He's been in a lot of movies.
Has he?
Yeah.
Terry the Tramp.
Terry the Tramp seemed like a really cool guy. The saddest thing that I can remember is Cisco telling me a story one time. He said it was about 1965, and they were sitting at the meeting. Sonny brought all these rules in, for the club to have some kind of structure. And that's when they were designing, the new patch and they had rules. They said, we got to live by these rules because, I mean, a society with no rules like they're doing now, I mean, the only ones that I think they're killing now is each other. He said that Sonny was going to bring up a rule saying no more slinging, you know what I mean? No more for smoking it or anything like that. So they were going to vote on that. I guess Terry asked Cisco, well, whatever way you vote, brother, you're still my brother. I love you, because Terry was hooked on this, So that's what Cisco told me. And then they voted on it, and then Terry tried to keep himself clean. It didn't work. They had to let him go, I guess. And not too much longer after that, he OD'd.